What is your diagnosis?
Osteogenesis imperfecta, one limb length discrepancy with 3 centimeter. Is unable to.
What do you call this type of tibial deformity?
Something about the deformity.
Osteogenesis imperfecta is an etiological diagnosis. So I also asked you why did you label it as osteogenesis imperfecta. But what do you call this deformity?
Anteromedial bowing of the tibia.
It was saber tibia.
Bilateral
Saber tibia. And why do you say it is because of osteogenesis imperfecta in this case?
According to history, sir, he is having the multiple fractures in the past. First, at the age of 2 years, according to history, at the age
How many times he has had fractures approximately?
for right tibia 2 times, for left tibia 1 time.
But it is always in the tibia, no other bone.
For single time in the right femur also.
So no upper limb,
No,
tibia.
only lower.
So is it usual that a particular bone is isolated in the case of osteogenesis imperfecta, or can it be a localized form of osteogenesis imperfecta
No,
also?
sir, generalized form. It can be in upper also.
So ये कौन सा है, generalized?
Generalized, but in lower limb.
Any other feature suggestive of osteogenesis imperfecta in this case?
Yes, sir. He is having hyperlaxity of the joints.
Hyperlaxity. Because I demonstrate.
For hyperlaxity, sir, this is the touching.
All right.
The fifth metacarpal sensitive joint is
ठीक है, all right. But
hyperextension of the elbow, bilateral side, and hyperextension of the knee also.
anything else for osteogenesis imperfecta? Positive or negative finding? Anything?
Yes, sir. Starting from the eye, the blue sclera will be there.
Does he have blue sclera?
No, sir.
He doesn't have. So that feature is not fitting into this. Okay, any faces, in osteogenesis imperfecta is particular faces. That is also not there, but just triangular faces. Is it there?
No, sir.
So it is not there. Now, when was the last fracture? When did he have the last
2 months
fracture?
back.
Huh?
2 months back.
Okay, so prior to that fracture, was he able to walk
Yes,
independently?
sir. Independent.
Yeah. So because of a relatively recent fracture, he is not able to walk. That is the situation. All right. So which fracture is the most recent?
Right tibia, sir.
Right.
It was
tibia.
operated conservatively.
Would you like to give any differential diagnosis for your case?
For a saber tibia like this, any
Yeah.
differential?
Only lower limb examination, and examiner is asking for a D.
If there is any mobility of the fracture site or
Yeah,
immobile,
that is not differential diagnosis.
Abnormal.
Any other diagnosis apart from osteogenesis?
pseudoarthrosis of tibia for
Huh?
pseudoarthrosis of tibia. Not in this case.
In this case,
Ask
कुछ
for
नहीं होगा.
differential diagnosis that you think of in a patient coming to you with severed knee. You ask for some birth-related problems.
Yes, sir, I was.
What mother's condition?
Yes. Delivery, full term normal delivery, sir. Full term normal delivery.
Congenital syphilis presentation in child. Did you check for stigmata of fluorosis in this patient?
Yeah, what are these scar marks?
Actually, at the age of 4 years, patient was operated for bilateral genu-valgus.
He was operated for bilateral genu-valgus.
Yes.
How did you know that he was operated for bilateral genu-valgus? He told you that he had genu-valgus?
He told the deformity was just
The resident told him a day before that this is the history.
The parents was told me that the digital limb was going outward. So he just applied plate and removed after 1 year.
Acha, okay, H plate. You thought it is an H plate which was applied for?
1 year.
So always use mostly. You are 100% sure without any documentation. You are telling 100% without any documentation. So you can use the word mostly. This was like that.
You see, in a case of osteogenesis imperfecta in a young child, with a fracture of the femur, sometimes you can insert a nail also from here, like an ender nail, and pull it out. how are you absolutely sure that it was in valgum? That is also a possibility with the diagnosis of the shoe or intervening.
Okay, what did you examine in the knee joint?
On the inspection, sir, there is a scar mark present in the both right and left.
Something positive on examination of knee joint.
The patella level is the different. The sorting of the right femur compared to the left.
Okay.
History of
What is the range of movement of his knee joint?
at normal range of movement at 110 degree
And then, how do you express the range of motion at a joint? First tell us theoretically and then you express in this case. You said it is normal, but then tell it what is normal.
110 degrees.
Suppose somebody is having hyperextension of the knee, how do you express that range of motion? In your paper, what will you write? I got up and checked just now. You saw me doing something? So, he has ligamentous laxity. He also has hyperextension at the knee joint. So in this situation, how will you express the range of motion? What is the methodology for expression range of motion in such a situation? Will you say the
minus 10 to 120.
What is that minus 10?
Hyperextension.
full flexion is there?
Yes, sir.
And what about his ankle status?
And in ankles, the bilateral dorsiflexion is restricted up to the 20 degree.
You checked it in?
Yes, sir.
Checked it in?
Flexion of the knee.
Flexion of in extension?
The dorsiflexion is restricted in the ankle?
Yes, sir.
Because of both sides or one side?
Both sides.
Right, उधर left में दिखाओ थोड़ा उधर जाके on the other side and show. Maybe you can simultaneously show both so that we cannot compare. नहीं ये क्या कर रहे हैं? Are you performing silver shore test or demonstrating the ankle range of motion?
Terminally restricted.
See this? Now the angle has to be between the displaced tibia here. Since the tibia has a deformity, this dorsiflexion erroneously looks like decrease because of anterior angulation. Because you have to measure the angle between the shaft of the tibia which is going backward like this. Have you understood what I meant? So, restricted लग रही है, but actually it is not restricted because the tibia is angulated. Hip is all right?
Yes, sir. Actually, exaggerated lumbar lordosis is there. So,
दिखाओ जरा कैसे? हाथ
बेटा
ऊपर ले
हाथ
जाओ।
ऊपर कर दो क्रॉस करवा दो चेस्ट पे
थोड़ा शो अस द नंबर लॉर्डोसिस ना ऐसे करो आप देख रहे हो कैसे दिखाते हैं हाँ ऐसे So what is the reason for this exaggerated lumbar lordosis in this case, for example?
bilateral dysplasia of the hip.
Is there? So there are other findings which are suggesting dysplasia or only the lumbar lordosis?
Only normal movement is normal.
Now if the tibia is affected like this, can the hip come down to normal? Take the patient to the edge and try to extend the hip. Because if the tibia is angulated like this, the hip goes into a position which looks like a flexion. उसको थोड़ा दूर ले जाओ, एक लेग को बाहर ले जाओ, उठा के धीरे से, नहीं बस उसी लेग। इसके बाद भी है तो ठीक है। So what could be the reason for this? What are the causes of exaggerated lumbar lordosis? अभी सुबह भी बात कर रहे थे. He doesn't have a fixed flexion deformity, but he does have a exaggerated lumbar lordosis, which is not fixed. It can be corrected.
Yes, sir.
So what could be the cause? Morning also we had a brief discussion about this. What are the other causes of a lumbar lordosis? It's not a deformity, but it's an attitude. What are the other causes?
Maybe a pelvic tilt, a spine problem.
What are the causes of increased pelvic obliquity?
Which since it is, if it is osteogenesis imperfecta, it is actually a collagen disease. Doesn't only affect the bone, it may be affecting the muscle also. If the abdominal muscle tone is less, the pelvis tips forward and produces a compensatory lumbar lordosis. That is one possibility which I have. A patient of myopathy may also work like this. Somebody who has abdominal muscle weakness can have an appearance of a lumbar lordosis, which is actually not fixed. So that is also one possibility, since it is a collagen disease. Not only the muscles, the other structures are also to some extent involved. So let us now wind up the case. How will you confirm the diagnosis? So he has only one diagnosis, no other. So how will you confirm?
X-ray and the blood investigation.
How? Which blood investigation? Meantime, as he is putting the X-ray, tell me which blood investigation will be very useful. You have advised a blood investigation. So are they affected in a case of osteogenesis imperfecta? To make the diagnosis of osteogenesis imperfecta, will these investigations be used? In osteogenesis imperfecta also.
Osteogenesis imperfecta, when will the alkaline phosphatase level be high or low? First of all, high or low, and then when?
So since he has had a recent fracture, you think osteogenic activity is going on? Is it because of...
In lateral view showing the anterior bowing of the tibia and fibula also, and there is the uniting fracture at the middle of the tibia.
Which fracture? नाम बोला ना आपने? United fracture. Okay. This is the most recent fracture which he had?
Yes, sir.
What are the other findings? Which could suggest your diagnosis of osteogenesis imperfecta. Now you want to prove that it is likely to be osteogenesis imperfecta. So what are these lines? What are these lines?
Pseudo fractures.
So pseudo fractures can occur in osteomalacia also.
Yes.
So can it be osteomalacia?
No, sir. In this
Then why do you say it is osteogenesis and not osteomalacia?
in this age group, osteomalacia is not.
It doesn't occur?
I think it's
Oh, it can always occur. So rickets or osteomalacia, for example, can. The cortices are of course very thin. The medullary canal is wide. Normally the cortices are very thick. And of course there are multiple lines which are there, maybe indicative of an old stress fracture which are healed. Or sometimes areas of growth arrest like this can also appear. So, and there is sclerosis here. But the medullary canal is reasonably wide. Because if it is a case of CPT, the medullary canal generally starts becoming narrow. Okay? And this is not the typical site, it occurs a little lower. So, possibly it can be. Any other exercise are there? I think in such a situation, we need a skeletal survey more than anything else so that we are able to evaluate the whole skeleton. Spine X-ray could also be equally important in such cases. Alright? So how will you manage this case now? Of course, now you can get in calcium phosphate and iron phosphate also. And are the values available?
want to do any surgery?
I will advise the orthopedist to avoid any fractures.
Huh?
Advise the orthopedist to avoid any fractures.
Which orthosis?
What is the aim of your treatment in this way?
To avoid fractures.
You don't want him to be ambulatory.
Actually, sir, patient was ambulatory just 2 months back before last fracture. So maybe just because of
Alkaline phosphatase is very high here, 575. 12/1/2016. Alkaline phosphatase, the normal reference value is 300 and he has 575. So, in this case, I think it is a good idea to, since he doesn't have a blue sclera also, phosphate values also could be done and everything is complete, because that can also be kept in the differential diagnosis. You know what is juvenile osteoporosis? There is a condition called juvenile idiopathic osteoporosis, which is not osteogenesis imperfecta. I have had 2-3 such cases with multiple fractures Very thin bone, juvenile osteoporosis, very well described in pediatric orthopedic textbooks. I think you were talking about it. You are aware of this condition? क्या होता है थोड़ा बताओ?
Zebra lines, multiple X-rays are osteoporosis, porotic X-rays, the biju vertebrae are there.
Okay, so which brace will you like to use for this patient?
Knee ankle doctor.
She is very vulnerable for a repeated fracture. There is a convexity. This zone is under a lot of tensile stress, and the bones are already weakened. So you can again and again develop a fracture. And which brace you said?
Knee ankle process.
Knee, why do you want to involve the knee? So we have not seen the X-ray of the pelvis, thosis and femur. So why do you want to knee? You see, HKAFO is a very big orthosis. He's already finding it difficult to walk. It will be much more difficult to walk with that orthosis. So suppose we only concentrate on the tibia, we don't have information about the other parts. Which brace will you like to use? You have not heard about a PTB brace?
Yes.
A molded PTB brace, according to the shape of this limb, can be used, and then patient can be serially followed. And if the alkaline phosphatase is high, we can treat that one also. This is a very old value. We should have a recent value. But suppose there is a very severe deformity, multiple deformities, the angulation is much more than this. I think currently he is not able to walk because of a recent fracture. But sometimes the deformity is so severe that they may not be able to walk. Then what will you do?
Old deformity.
We will advise the surgery.
Which surgery?
Multiple
Suppose there is a severe deformity of the tibia, what surgery will you advise?
multiple osteotomy called Sika box.
Wow.
This is Sophie.
So fatal. Chalo, theek hai.
What is Pora? Where is the Pora in this picture?
In this case, if you have to calculate the pora, how will you calculate? This scannogram is not possible.
Mechanical
चलो ये केस खत्म और लाओ केस देखिए और है
But I just want more.
Sclerotic areas on one side, she has developed a pathological fracture because of denosumab. This is one of the most difficult conditions to treat because the bone becomes so sclerotic. Like these approach fractures you get with excessive use of bisphosphonates. So I think you should remember that you shouldn't use these drugs without proper supervision.
And this drug travels a hard shell forms and you are able to salvage without any section surgery. But approval for osteoporosis is now come recently. In fact, the company says we do not recommend for giant cell tumor, we recommend for osteoporosis.